This is how you can beat the market with probability. If you've ever wondered about a trading approach that can turn your losses into profit, then this video is your ticket. And in today's video, we're going to discuss how you can implement a trading bot with the martingale trading strategy. The martingale strategy is a popular betting strategy that originated in the 18th century in France. However, it has found its way into the world of trading. At its core, the martingale strategy is about doubling your bet every single time you experience a loss until the one time you experience a win, in which case you'll recoup all of your losses. And this is how the martingale strategy works in trading. You start with an initial bet. Let's say you just buy 1 Ethereum. And if the price of Ethereum goes down to a certain level, then you double down on your losses, which means you buy 2 Ethereum. And at that point, you would have a total of 3. And if the price of Ethereum keeps dropping, then you keep doubling down on your position until you eventually have a winning trade. And the idea is that when you win, you'll recoup all of your losses as well as an extra profit. And after you make that winning trade, then you can reset the entire strategy and go again. Now, for trading purposes, doubling down on your position is probably not smart and is very limited by the amount of capital you have. So instead, maybe you could just increase your position by 1.2 or 1.3%. And while this could mean lower profits, it is also much safer and less strain on your capital. As long as the asset you're trading doesn't fall to 0 or trade way below your initial limit, then this strategy is guaranteed to give you a good return. Now, while the martingale strategy may seem like a surefire way to gain a profit, there are some risks to this strategy as well. The first major risk is infinite capital. Like I said before, this strategy is about doubling down on your position and keep making trades even after you make a losing one. In theory, the strategy works perfectly. However, it assumes that you have a limited amount of capital that you can keep investing with until you win. In reality, no one has unlimited funds. However, there are a couple ways to limit your losses, as I will mention later in this video. The second major issue with this strategy is also market volatility. The market, especially the crypto market, can be incredibly volatile. If a losing streak persists, you could end up with massive losses before ever experiencing a win. Trading obviously comes with inherent risks, but as long as you have limits in place and trade sustainably, your account will be fine. Now, another thing to note about the martingale strategy is that it doesn't create major profits for you. As I said earlier, this is about doubling down on your position. So if the market is rising, then the only profits you'll gain are from the first 2 or 3 trades that you may be placing, and which isn't worth that much in the martingale strategy. However, this strategy is incredibly consistent and most likely will always give you a decent return on your investment. Now, let's talk about how you can implement this incredible trading strategy with a trading bot. In this example, once again, I'll be using Python and the Binance API. I won't go over how you can set up your trading bot environment as well as getting the APIs, but you can check the video down in my description below about how you can do that by yourself. Now, let's dive straight into it. Alright, so make sure you have your Binance client imported as well as your API key and API secret. If you're not sure how to get to this step, you can check out the video in the description below, which will explain how you can set all this up. So that we have all of our imports done, the first thing that we need to create is a class that allows us to actually get the price of our assets from the Binance exchange. This is all you need for the function that gets the price from the Binance exchange. And also, we are not using WebSockets on this specific code just because Python Anywhere, which is my recommended coding environment for trading bots, doesn't actually allow you to use WebSockets. And I recommend using Python Anywhere just because they have an always-on task that allows your code to be running 24/7, which is super helpful for any trading bots. And if you're also interested in that, once again, you can check out the video in my description, which will explain all of that as well. So once you have this function, then we need to create another function that actually allows us to get the prices from Binance to all of our different bots. So this is just a very simple way of getting the price from the Binance exchange to our different crypto bots. And before we go on, we need to make sure that we have a start and stop function for this class as well. So after that, this is our function here like this. Alright, so after you have all that coded out, then we can simply check this code by just running it really quickly. So if we run this code, then it should, there you go. It's printing out all the prices from the Binance exchange, which means that all this code is working, and then it stops after 5 seconds. So after we have all this coded out, then we're good to move on to the actual portion of the martingale strategy code. Alright, so once again, we need to create another class. We can just call this the martbot for short. And once again, we need the init function. And then self, we need to give it a key and variables. So really quickly, let's go over what kind of variables that we're going to be needing to give to our martingale bot, which will give us a better understanding of how we should go about coding this. The first thing that we need to give it is what type of asset we're going to be trading with it. So for this example, we can just use Ethereum and a USDT pair. So that should be the first thing. And then secondly, we also need to create something that will determine how often we should be placing our trades. So let's just call this 0.5% for now. Another thing that we have to make sure that we give it is how much profit should we have before we sell all of our assets. So we can just say 0.3% profit before selling all of our trades. And then finally is how much money that we should give this bot. So let's just say we can give it $100 to start with. And then the next one is going to be, what should our volume scale be? So we probably want to go for a smaller number, so we could try 1.5 for now. And once again, all this just use as an example. Make sure you backtest all of these parameters by yourself, just determine which one works best for you. And the final parameter that we should give it is how many orders that it should place. So for this, we can just say 10 orders. After we have all of this, then we can go on and code what will actually be in the martingale bot. That will be all of your init function. I know it's kind of long, but really we do need a lot of these parameters and codes. So let's first create our price track function, which once again is right here, where we need this function to be able to access our bot from price updater class here. So then after we have this, then we should call our main function, which then actually allows us to determine what we need to do with this new information. So now let's move on to how we can code out the main function, or how we can implement the martingale strategy into this trading bot. So this would just be a simple implementation of the martingale trading strategy. So then after we have all of this in place, then we need to make sure that we actually create the buy and sell order functions. So this is just like a very simple way of how you can actually implement a martingale strategy in code. And now after we have all that done, we do need to make sure that we have a global way to declare these variables and call these classes. So let's try running this code one more time. There you go. And you can see now that obviously the martingale bought once right now from the order, just because it didn't have any, and you can see this is the amount that it bought at, and also printed that it had bought. So this just means that our code is working, and if you keep running for it for a long time, it will actually implement the martingale strategy, and you can keep track of that by just printing it out. You can also store all of its variables inside a separate database if you want to, but that's kind of a lot and I won't go over that in this video. But yeah, so that's how you can implement the martingale strategy in your own Python code. So there you have it. That's an example of how you can implement a trading bot with the martingale strategy. However, before attempting to create this martingale trading bot strategy, you should always backtest so that you understand how it works and the risks involved. It is crucial to have a risk management strategy in place to protect your capital. If you found this video informative and want to learn more about how you can implement these trading strategies in real-world applications, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more to discover, and I'm here to be your guide. Thanks for watching, happy trading, and I'll see you all next time.